Welcome to Australian Magic News episode 5. What a big show we have today. 3 interviews, one with Nicholas J. Johnson at the Catchpenny Club, followed by Tim Ellis and his charming wife Sue Ann Webster. Nicholas J. Johnson, what does the J stand for?
Absolutely nothing. I just put it in there because I figured it
sounded more professional.
I think pretentious is more what I've...
For those people who don't know, Nick's been running this Catchpenny Club for how long?
I've been running the show for 2 years. So it's been 2 years. Both here and in Edinburgh. When I was living over there for 9 months, I ran it at a bar in Edinburgh as well.
This is the second venue here, is that right?
Oh, this is about the 5th venue. We started down in Caulfield and then moved to Northcote, then we did the Northcote Town Hall, then went to Cafe in Edinburgh, and now we're back here at the Penny Black. But it's the perfect venue because we've got this nice high roof so we can have all the circus performers, lots of seating, beer, cheap pizza. It's just, it's a great venue.
And you're actually involved with the new TV programming coming out shortly, the Real Hustle.
Yes, I've been cast in the Australian series of the Real Hustle, alongside a really good friend of mine from Canberra, Adam Marder, who's now living up in Sydney. He's a great magician, and we've known each other for years, and so we got together to work together on the Real Hustle.
Not everyone's honest. Trust me, I know.
Martin Bradley returns to 9 in an all-new series.
There's thousands of ways you can be hustled.
Using hidden cameras and a team of Aussie con artists. One you're sure to recognise. We'll expose the hustlers' scams and reveal their secrets.
So you can beat them at their own game.
Martin Bradley's The Real Hustle.
We put a lot of ourselves into the show, but really, I think what's brilliant about the series is that it is the hard work that Paul Wilson and Alex Conran have done to make it into what it is, and we've really taken their scams and built on them and made them Australian and presented the Australian variations of the same scams. So it really is, it's a remake with a sort of Australian twist.
I am a professional banker and a semi-professional psychic surgeon. Now, a few weeks ago, Mr. Nicholas Johnson contacted my secretary and he asked her if I would be able to come along tonight. And, of course, being the Vice President and Treasurer of the Australian Society of Psychic Surgeons, I was tickled pink.
Tonight at the Catchpenny Club you had Tim Ellis on, who probably most magicians in Australia would have heard of. But who else have you had on at the club over a period of time?
We have had a huge number of magicians. Most Melbourne magicians have performed. We've had Simon Coronel, Alex De La Rambelia, Kamal Dushan, Simon Taylor, all of those kind of young guys. But also people like Nick Nicholas has come and performed. Al Cappuccino has come. We've had Lee Cohen, is a fantastic Trixie character. Anthony DeMasi. It really is sort of any Melbourne magician. I mean, they've all come and they've all performed. Yeah, I guess I've been to a lot of variety nights. Like you go to say a magic night and it's all magicians, and that's great. But if you're not into magic, there's no reason to go. And it's the same with burlesque nights, which are everywhere at the moment, and it's just driving me nuts because they're all very similar to each other and they're all for the same market. And I like the idea of putting on a show where people say, oh, there's a magician on. So tonight we had, I think it was 12, 15 magicians in the audience who have been exposed to psychic surgery, stand-up comedy, live music, science demonstrations, all sorts of crazy stuff.
So, just a little bit about yourself. You're originally from Canberra, is that correct?
Yeah, the natural home of the con man. That's true.
Yeah, Andrew Wimhurst. Yeah, he's into the con stuff as well.
He is. Yeah. Do you know, Andrew Wimhurst has been both a blessing and a curse for my magic career because I spent he taught me so much in Canberra because I first met him when I was about 15 and thought I was awesome, and he kind of put me in my place and showed me an incredible amount of stuff. Him and Phil Bevan and Peter Foster, all these guys in Canberra. But the thing about Andrew is that he's so extraordinarily good at what he does that I assumed that was average. That's what everyone was like with the skill with the deck of cards. So I spent 10 years feeling awful about my skill with the deck of cards before I realised what a freak of nature Andrew is. Yeah, he's a freak, and the fact is you don't have to be that skilled to be able to entertain people, do you? No, you don't. You don't need to be that skilled to entertain people, but I think there's a lot in the con artist magic scene. There's this sort of idea of saying, oh, here's a little technique they call the centre deal, and then they launch into their ambitious card routine. Whereas Andrew's the kind of guy who says, there's a little something called the centre deal, and then does the centre deal. You know, he does it, and he does it for real, and you've got to have people like him.
You just seem to be absolutely relaxed on the stage, which is quite unusual for a magician. Because most of them panic like hell they're going to do something wrong.
Yeah. I put that down to the fact that I've spent a lot of time doing stand-up comedy, and more importantly than that, doing really bad stand-up comedy. So I can get up in front of an audience of 200 drunk Glaswegians and do just awful jokes that I think are hilarious, and they just stare at me blankly. I walked on stage in Edinburgh, and there was 2 girls sitting in the front row with a cup in front of them, and I went, oh, 2 girls, 1 cup. That internet thing, which I thought was hilarious, and deathly silence, and the girl looked like she was about to burst into tears, and it was the most awkward situation in my life. So it's like when you get in that situation and you survive it, then you can come and you can do whatever you want. It'll be amazing.
Well, Nick, it's good to talk to you, and we'll be putting this out on the Australian Magic News video blog, and hopefully have a look at it and people enjoy it. Yeah.
Can I have some sort of special effects around me?
You want some special? What would you like? You like sparklers or something?
Yeah.
We're in the night. We're gonna have fireworks going off in the background.
Can I sort of say, thank you very much for the interview. It's been magic.
I don't. Absolutely.
A little something like that.
Yeah.